joining us. When we think of royal security, we largely think about preventing people from, getting, terrorists getting to the royal family, or protesters of some sort who could cause them an injury, or even sort of the sort of fans who are obsessed. Whereas actually, I suppose nowadays it also includes cyber security, these sort of health records. One of the reasons why we understand the royals use this hospital, the London Clinic, and former American presidents and others is because they've got very strict security and they believe that the confidentiality of their health records is safe. It would appear not.
Well, yes, you're absolutely right. And of course, Russell Myers from the Mirror broke this last night, as I understand it, and he's the royal editor. And clearly somebody has revealed some of these allegations. And at the moment, all we know is that it is an allegation that somebody alleged to be a member of staff actually tried or did get hold of the records. That, as far as I know, is all we know. Now, clearly, this is a breach of a 2018 Act, Section 178, if everybody's interested, where clearly it makes it illegal for anyone to try and get into personal records. I've experienced this myself as an expert witness giving evidence when my details were revealed to a third party. It is horrible.
Yeah.
And if this is true, then clearly whoever are behind it, whatever their motives are, they should be dealt with by the police, not the data commissioner.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an outrageous breach of trust. It's an outrageous. I mean, even for anyone just ordinary, people like me, just the idea that someone could get into your medical records and could divulge them to someone. Question is the motivation. Was it just sort of interest, nosiness, again, still absolutely unacceptable, or were they planning to sell that information to a third party? I imagine there is huge amounts of money swirling around trying to get information about what's happened to Kate because of the lack of information from the palace, which I think is perfectly justified. She's entitled to her medical privacy. But we know unscrupulous websites and the paparazzi types around the world would want to get a hold of that information, even though, of course, the British media wouldn't be allowed to go anywhere near it, and quite rightly.
Well, again, you're right. And speaking for I wish people would just leave the princess alone.
Yeah.
And to a degree, stop giving these lunatics the airtime to be discussing it.
Well, no,
We
I
have a clear,
often think that, Dai, when we're discussing, I think, are we just making it worse? And everyone going on telly saying, stop discussing it. But this is all over social media. You must have had calls. I've had calls. Anyone who thinks someone might know something they're not allowed to divulge in public, what's really going on? But the palace said she's going into hospital, pre-planned abdominal surgery. She will be staying in hospital for 2 weeks and then she will not be back until after Easter on public duties. Nothing has changed.
No, again, you're absolutely right. And I did ponder whether I should add to it just by coming on, but at least I can give some clarity that, yes, this should be investigated, in my opinion, by the police. It is an offence if somebody's tried to do this, and particularly if they are in breach of any kind of trust. Now, we don't know if the allegations are actually true. There must be a head of security there, and he or she must have the best advice possible to ensure that the systems are encrypted and that only people who have a legitimate medical reason can get into it. And therefore, I would hope there is an audit trail to catch the person if indeed it's true.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that there isn't one, actually, that these sort of these IT systems, and it would be somewhere like that, it would be on IT. I suppose that's always the worry, isn't it, about systems being, on computers, how much more easy they might be to access than a paper file that could be locked away. But we've seen breaches even when there are paper files. In terms of what the palace does now, though, look, the King Charles was treated there for his prostate concerns before, of course, the announcement that he had cancer, which we don't know what kind of cancer yet. So, and other very VIP figures have been treated there as well. This will raise concerns about, is there anywhere that is private and safe for these sorts of people to have health treatment?
Well, again, it goes back to 2012 when two individuals managed to persuade a nurse, and tragically, when it was disclosed, she took her own life. I don't know. I'm not a technical expert in any shape or form. You would hope there are contingency plans. You would hope, knowing that modern day hackers can get in, that the finest systems are employed, particularly in a private, expensive hospital like this, because reputation, be it Royals or the medical centre, are absolutely crucial. You have to have confidence in both, in one sense. But you know, the job of the police is not to only to personally protect them, but protect reputation. And I think in some respects, I'm not sure the Palace and Kensington have been that good in actually dealing with all of this
agree with
and
you on
putting
that.
it to bed in one shape or another.
Absolutely. I think they probably fueled a lot of this by remaining silent a lot of the time. Dai Davies, former head of Royal Security, thank you so much for joining us.